Hey guys, Hadake here, bringing you another duel review. This time, Hunter x Hunter 114 and 115. Be prepared for a lot of bullshit because there was a lot of bullshit in this episode. Alright, so the beginning of the episode starts off with a recap where you see Gon standing and he's looking at Smoky Gel, which is Moro's technique. And he's talking about how Smoky Gel is being used to separate the king and Poofy. Yeah. King and Poofy, and if Smoky Gel is activated, that means that Pito is not there. So he runs around, looks to try to find Pito, and that's where it goes to the scene where you see the King, Zeno, and Netero. You know, the three big factors everybody wants to see fight. And they're just about to leave off, like go separate and go do their own thing. And it shows how Netero gives Gon the sign once again that Pito's in that building. Now, it goes off into a totally different scene after the opening. It talks about, the narrator talks about how everybody basically started their own fight. And how shit's basically just popped off completely. You see how Shoot and, what's the other guy's name? Knuckles and Melon are still going on with the Yuppie fight. Then they show how Poofy or Poo-Foo, whatever his name is still dealing with Moro.
Yo, help me. Help me. He's in the room.
Then you see Kalua running
his
ass off
trying to kill me.
to catch up to Gon because he was completely left behind.
Nigga.
Like, completely.
You kill him?
Coming from the assassin, right? Just slow down. Completely left behind by Gon. When he finally does catch up to Gon, he witnesses the same thing that Gon's witnessing, how Netero, the King, and Zeno, are all just standing in a triangle. And he tells the two to proceed. The King telling the two to proceed. And Zeno conjures another dragon which carries the King and Netero away. Then Gon and Kalua, well, Gon basically at this little point in time, springs into action and starts basically just sprinting, leaping and shit towards Neferpito. And Kalua is behind once again, caught inside his own thoughts, and you know he's just doing his own thing, but he finally gets back to his basic self and leaps into action as well. Then it goes to a scene where you will see Ikago pretending to be Flutter, and then you see Bravado, and then you see Cheetu springing into action. So that's another recap, and they're talking about how Wolfen, whatever the fuck his name is, the Wolf-san. I'll have to go back and call him Wolf-san again if you don't remember from my last video, but how he has to basically, like, you know, pretend to be who he is just to get through that elevator and get downstairs safe. Now, it goes to another cutscene where you finally see Moro and you see Poofy. And it's inside Smoky Gel where you see Poofy being confident about his skills after being a little bitch that everybody knows he is. And everybody knows he's a little bitch. He's fucking sentimental out of nowhere. He's like Drake, okay? Out of nowhere, I'm telling you. So, he talks about how does Moro really think that he can keep him in one place and that he think they should find out. Basically trash talking before a fight. Average person does it. Even they do it in anime, so what the fuck are you gonna do about it? I mean, he's just trash talking. I think you should just smash the shit out of him like the fucking butterfly he is with that large ass fucking, you know, whatever, a pipe, yeah, large ass pipe that you carry around. Start using that shit as a hammer, dog. Like, I've seen you do it a couple times, but like, whoop some ass with it. Now, it shows a technique that Poofy has, or Poo-Foo. I still get fucked up on his name.
Did you say Eminem?
Shows a technique that uses his wing skills to either hypnotize, but it also can tell you somebody's caution, resolve, and what's the other one? Confidence. It's confidence, if I remember correctly. And he talks about how it's in a 2-3-5 ratio. Whatever the hell that means. I'm not in math class anymore. It's my senior year. I don't give a damn. By the way, the name of the technique is Pooh's spiritual message. I don't know why it's in third person like that. He named his technique after himself. I don't know. Or I might just be stupid. I might just be saying it how I remember it from the anime. You know what I mean? But then he goes on to being the gentleman he apparently is and introducing himself to Moro. Moro doesn't give a damn. All he cares about is the fact that is, I got a King Royal Guard in front of me. I'm going to kick their ass and make sure that they don't make it to help the king at all. But right after a few more choice words from Puth, he starts to go into this cocoon-like type thing. Or, you know, whatever the hell it was. It looked like hair at one point. It's kind of weird. He's going through an evolution, basically. That's not predictable. Is something that just pops out of nowhere. But last time I checked, a butterfly is the final form. You start off as a caterpillar, you get into the cocoon, and you go into the butterfly. Now he's going back into a cocoon. Basically, what you just tell me is they came up with Pokemon X and Y before Pokemon X and Y. Okay? He has a mega evolution? This is not fair at all. This is not fair. You just stole something from a completely different anime and put it in here. But I do like how the fact that Moral is smiling hard as hell, like, I just set you up in that trap. That's how you can tell Moral based off a black guy. He's not Asian. He's definitely black. I think he has to be black. Everything about him says nigga. That's why I think. He a G. He smokes. He does him. You know what I mean? He keeps it moving. That's something I like. That's something I like. Now, after the whole scene between Moral and soon-to-be Mega Evolution Butterfree, as I like to call, it finally shows Shoot, Knuckle, Melorone, and UP, which is something that's been going on for the past, I would say, like, day, in my eyes, because there's no reason why this scene took so long to finally show back up. I mean, it was the first scene in the beginning of the episode. It kind of popped out of nowhere. Finally, we get to see what happened. And what I like to recall is, Shoot got brutalized, dog. He was getting that ass handed to him. Like, to all factors. He tore his outfit, dog. He turned you into Goku, but you don't have the Goku strength. Like, last time I checked was, in any anime, if you ripped up your outfit, you about to go beast mode. Shoot's not going beast mode. He got a broken leg. He flying on a hand. His hair is hanging down because he knocked the braids out of it. Like, come on, man. Like, Shoot just doing everything he can to survive at this moment. He hit his own self just to make, like, dodge an attack. To the fact that Knuckles realized that Shoot was in some danger, dog. Like, Shoot is on near-death mode. And I'm afraid to say it, Shoot is not going to die. So, be prepared for that. He's not going to die. He didn't die. I'm cool with that, because Shoot has to be black as well. You know, being Moral's pupil. Knuckle has... Nah, I ain't going to say Knuckle has to be black. He just a newer version of Cool Bar. Just a little bit stronger. So, Shoot, like I said, he's on near-death mode. And in order to save Shoot, Knuckle breaches the plan and jumps into action. Basically, showing himself like the idiot he is. Keyword, idiot. He realized throughout the whole time that he was invisible. APR is not working the way it's supposed to work. So, you just threw yourself inside one of the world's most tightest crayons. Okay, bro? If it was me, I would have thought it out. You know what I mean? I would have probably thought it out. By the way, if it was me, I would have a badass sword and UP would not be breathing right now. That's in my eyes. Now, that is the end of 114. That's the cliffhanger. Now I'm going to give you guys the world's greatest and fastest rundown on episode 115. You ready for this? Are you ready? Okay. Okago goes in the basement. Bravado follows him. Wolfen gets retarded. Starts thinking shit out. Goes over, does his own thing. Because he's afraid of the fact that that Bravado might be in on the whole heist. I call it a heist because that's the type of situation it is. Melorone? No. Backtrack. Knuckles distracts UP and makes UP follow him into a different room. Melorone, on the other hand, runs past Shoot because he cannot say the words "get up and live" and still fight Shoot, which is kind of weird. I don't know what is so sentimental. A lot of characters became sentimental during this arc. Melorone goes off, does his own thing. It's just running, just running, trying to stay invisible, just running, going through different rooms and shit. And he runs into Wolfen. I sure as hell hope I'm saying his name right. And doesn't know what to do. He's afraid. Has to breathe for a second. Wolfen senses him. That was kind of weird. Wolfen senses him, and then by the time he activates his ability and all this other crap and launches it because nobody replies to his countdown, he realizes that Melorone or whoever was there was not there at that time. And he starts to doubt himself. Then he goes to this whole little scene about, oh, do I even want to fight for the king anymore? Am I on the right side? Is this what I really want to do? So what he basically becomes is what you like to call the confused. And what I like to call the confused is people that don't know what they want to do with their life. Just like people that don't know if they want to be a rapper or a singer. I ain't gonna get into that in this video. You might know who I'm talking about. Drake. But yeah. Then it goes on to the main factor that everybody wants to know about, that everybody wants to find out about, and the big shit that's about to go down. Gon and Killua finally reaches Neferpito, and for what I like to call the 18,000th time, you see that angry face of Gon. Just this time, is a red. It's the opacity over his face is red. If you know Photoshop shit, you know what the opacity is. And basically, they just turned it into a Kill Bill scene. Now, that is end of 115. Then I tell you, it's gonna be shorter than all the other shit I talked about. That's what I thought. You guys ain't wanna believe me. It's because a bunch of you are thoughts. Just messing with you. Just messing with you. You know you my fans. I love y'all. Now here are my predictions. And my prediction is a theory. Especially since a lot of people ruined this series for me. And when I say a lot of ruined for me, I mean Google. Google screw you, and make sure people stop posting pictures. Because I don't read the manga, but I've seen a lot of pictures. And if you pay attention inside the opening, you see a lot of pictures. I honestly do not think this fight is going to go the way that a lot of people expect it to. Gon gets his ass whooped for a while. Then he comes back after getting his outfit torn. Never watched it earlier. And then he automatically wins the fight somehow. And Killua is a big help. Wrong. In my eyes, I think she's about to get brutalized. And when I say she, I mean Neferpito. I think Killua is just going to witness it. And I think Gon is just going to be OP throughout this whole fight. And if you've seen the pictures that I'm talking about, people that do follow the manga, if I'm correct, if I remember it correctly after seeing that picture, she is basically squashed to death by him. Like an insect. In other words, he made a nice, natural ant reference. Because when you see ants, you don't spray those shits. It's not a cockroach. You stomp that shit out. You can't stomp out a cockroach because they'll lift you up. I don't know how. They just about that life. They survive, dog. I mean, they just survive. But off topic. But that's my prediction. That's my theory. It's Hot K, guys. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think about this whole duel review thing. If you don't like it, sorry. I'm trying to work for the fans. I think it's comfortable with me because I actually prefer doing two at a time instead of doing one every week. That's why I do the little sub-category videos for you guys. So, like, subscribe, and comment. 3 main words I always say at the end of the video.